Hello YouTube. Thank you for clicking on this video, and I appreciate every last one of you all for subscribing to my channel and supporting my content on my different channels. I told myself last year that I want to focus on YouTube this year and have longer form content and interview more people and have more episodes for my podcast for the third season. So that's what we'll be focusing on for this year. This next video you're about to watch, before I get into that, I have a few announcements. Number one, I'm starting a newsletter slash blog. I'm going to announce that later on next week. You guys can follow that. The link will be in the description on this video. And second, I'm writing a book right now. I'm starting my book. It's called Well-Rounded Fool. I'll also be going into more detail with that within the next couple months. Now for this next video you're about to watch, I did a conversation with my friend PF Jung. He has a phenomenal YouTube channel centered around Jordan Peterson. It's a really great channel. You have to check that out. He's a really great interviewer. He's a really smart and sharp dude. We had a phenomenal conversation. You guys can watch that full conversation. That link will also be provided in the description. And this next video is a clip from that long conversation. So just to close this, I appreciate all of you all for watching and supporting my content on my different social media channels, and we'll be focusing on YouTube this year. So please enjoy the next video.
On the right is this self-righteousness, and they feel as if, and I think that and this anti-wokeism is coming. It's coming quick, and I think it's going to be worse than wokeism.
Dude, I agree. That is something I is like 5 to 10 years from now, dude. We're gonna be pushing back against the right and the ultra religious right and all that stuff. Totally agree.
And this is how this thing oscillates, because what the thing is, the right is making the mistake is they are localizing evil. They're doing the same exact thing the left is doing.
Right.
And they don't understand that evil isn't something that someone is. Evil, there is good. I mean, this is what Solzhenitsyn said. The lines of the good and evil runs through the hearts of every man. Good and evil. This is the plane that everyone is already in. The people are inside this plane of good and evil. There isn't we're good and then these people are evil. That's not how it works. That dehumanization, that process is what leads to the justification of burning down buildings.
Right.
Because think about it. And I've seen people, they post things on Twitter like communists are not human. I seen this the other day. I said, really? Because the Nazis in Nazi Germany thought the same exact thing about the Jews. So where is your answer for that? You're justifying your ideology. You're doing the same exact thing under a different guise.
Right.
And that is where the trap is.
I saw Matt Walsh. You saw he was on Dr. Phil with arguing about the transgender stuff. It's like, I can agree with a lot of what he says, but he said something afterwards of like, this person is evil. What you're doing is evil. It's like, look, as soon as you start attributing the capacity for evil only to one side, and it's like, well, they're mutilating children and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, I get it. But you have to understand that every person is susceptible to going down an evil path and rationalizing, well, if gender really is a social construct and it really is oppressive, and it's like, there is sexism and all this stuff, and there are kernels of truth on the way to this wrong ideology. But if you start saying, well, people who believe this bad ideology are evil, now you're projecting your capacity for evil onto them. And like you said, that's exactly what, well, communists aren't people and Nazis aren't people. It's like, no, they are exactly the same as you. They're human beings, and you have that capacity as much as they do.
I forget the people who made this. I'm actually reading it right now. There's a paper, and this whole entire thing is called moral typecasting. So what moral typecasting is when two people are in a situation, and let's say one thing happens to this group. The people who are in the other group, if something bad happened to them, people will naturally make themselves the victim. If they see someone else, even if the opposite group suffered less torture than them, they will put themselves in the morally superior position. And this is what people do all the time, and it's happening right now. Like you said, we're going to be battling the right in just a couple of years, because what we have to understand is you can't be the plane. This is the only way I can explain it. The plane is good and evil, and someone can't be the price is on this end, this is the personification of what good is, and I see the devil on this end. He cannot be any more evil than he already is, and we are all playing in this field.
Right.
The only people who are they're playing are good and evil.
Right.
You can't be that. It's kind of like when Jordan he was breaking, this was something brilliant he said when he was deconstructing the Pinocchio movie, and those two, and that one fox and the other cat, or I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
How they were
it's been
learning,
a minute, but
how they were luring Pinocchio into being and becoming an actor. They were saying, "Yeah, well, why are you doing school? And you can just be an actor. You can just come with us." They are. That's who I can say we. That's who we are up against. And those two guys, when they went to Pleasure Island, the actual evil man who was running Pleasure Island, that is Satan. He is evil.
Right.
But the thing is, who we're playing with right now are those two little petty foxes and the other cat. They're the intermediary between the actual Satan.
Right. And they exist within us too. They're our own temptations, and they're a lot giving into your own temptation. Well, this is the easy route, and I can feel justified by, posting this slogan, and it doesn't require me to do any work, but it's easy. So, and it satisfies me, and that's within every person. Agreed.